Hello and welcome to this week's edition of CTN Community Update. The cleanup of a hazardous waste disposal pit in Andover will soon begin. On Tuesday, Governor Tim Walz and other elected officials marked a major benchmark in the multi-million-dollar project. CTN's Dan Carpenter shows us the precautions being taken to protect nearby residents before the pit is opened.
This cleanup effort is our #1 state priority.
Buried in this landfill in Andover, not far from schools and homes, lies more than 6,000 barrels of hazardous waste.
And because of this, it poses a high environmental risk, and it's imperative that we clean it up. And finally, we're getting to do that.
On Tuesday, Minnesota's governor and lawmakers who've pushed for the project celebrated a new benchmark in the cleanup process.
Here we are, finally closing the WDE landfill.
Earlier this year, Governor Tim Walz approved spending $10.3 million to remove and safely dispose of the barrels that date back to the early 1970s.
Not a real glamorous project to dig out hazardous waste and then fill it back in with garbage, but it is a priority.
A temporary enclosure is being built over the area to protect nearby residents from vapors and prevent weather delays as Clean Harbors Incorporated crews get to work.
The big uncertainty will be getting into the pit itself, but we have all of the necessary precautions in place, and once we get in there, we'll see what we find.
The only permitted hazardous waste disposal site in Minnesota's past has cost the state as much as $500,000 a year to prevent contamination to groundwater.
I can assure everyone that we have safe drinking water in Andover. The threat or risk of something going wrong here is being reduced with the removal of this pit.
When we have literally the potential of a health crisis right here, if we don't do something, it's just paramount that we get it done.
Doing so will require 25 trucks a day, coming and going from the site to a rail line.
Depending on what we find, it should be about 6 to 8 weeks to get the hazardous waste out and off site.
After that, the pit will be covered and the temporary enclosure will be removed. Dan Carpenter for CTN Update.
After the hazardous waste is removed, the landfill will continue to be monitored by staff members of the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. You'll soon see some activity on a site that sat vacant for years off Coon Rapids Boulevard. Last week, the City Council awarded a $1.5 million contract to North Pine Aggregate Incorporated for grading work in Port Riverwalk, which is expected to start next week. The council also approved plans and specifications for the construction of the streets and utilities that will serve the housing project, which will consist of 136 detached townhomes. The bids will be awarded later in August, and the work is expected to begin in early September. For the first time, Lions Club members are providing free vision screenings for children at the Anoka County Fair. Families attending the fair will find carnival rides, grandstand events, live music, food vendors, and now they can visit the newest booth, Lions Kids Site. Donations were used to purchase sophisticated screening tools that can detect abnormalities, including astigmatism and poor eyesight, even in infants. The free screenings are offered for children between the ages of 6 months and 14 years.
Our screening then can give some parents assurances, yes, their children are seeing what they should be seeing, or sometimes we have something that'll come up that says there might be an issue.
If an abnormality is detected, the Lions will refer children to an ophthalmologist or an optometrist. The Anoka County Fair continues through Sunday, July 28th. The call is out for young artists. The first annual Anoka County Youth Art Fair is in the works. Organizers are looking for people who would like to exhibit their artistic creations. This is just a sample of what will be on display at the Riverwind Community Building on August 25th. Several artists have signed on, but many more spots are available for the young or young at heart.
Let's see if we can push other younger people into the spotlight as well. Because it's like, art is another way of like, this is me. Look at me, see if you find something that you like, and maybe you'll find more.
14-year-old Jaden Thomas is one of the artists who will show her paintings. The art fair is presented by Transformative Circle. If you are interested in displaying and selling your creations, they are accepting applications now through August 10th. Apply online at transformativecircle.org. The Minnesota Soda Festival is making its return to the North Metro next weekend. The event will take place Saturday, August 3rd from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Blue Sun Soda Shop in Spring Lake Park. Visitors can sample more than 100 different craft sodas. There will also be tours of the soda factory, children's activities, live entertainment, street performers, and food trucks. Admission is free, but there is a small charge for the soda samples. Also next Saturday, hundreds will take part in a big fundraiser for the Alexandra House, which supports domestic abuse victims and their children. The Heroes Walk for Women is Saturday, August 3rd at 10:30 a.m. at Anoka City Hall. A short program will take place prior to the walk. Those taking part are asked to dress tastefully like their favorite hero, including Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, teacher, or doctor. Those who served or have served are encouraged to wear their service uniforms. That brings us to the end of today's show. Another concert this week at the Coon Rapids Dam. We leave you with the pop duo Kenny and Rick. Thanks for watching.
Well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona. It's such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me.